Let's see what's up with these new blushes from Gucci. They're $49, made in Italy. When I first got these cuties, I really thought that they were gonna be a little more of the same thing. But after swatching them next to so many blushes, wow, they're not letting me down. I picked up 4 out of the 6 shades available. They're supposed to give you a beautiful matte luminous finish, buildable for the cheeks and the eyes, and the formulation is supposed to be ultra thin, long lasting, hydrating. It's infused with hyaluronic acid, shea butter, and black rose oil. The first shade that I picked up, it's Tender Apricot, and to the touch they feel super creamy. Let me swatch them right here for you. Also have the shade 04 Bright Coral. You can clearly see that this one is more apricot, peachy, and this one is more coral, pinky. Then last but not least, if you know me, you know I was gonna get this shade. This one is Rosy Beige. This is my favorite type of blushes. And look how pretty this one is. Yes. As we know, this is also for the eyes. This is what I came up with. Let me show you how I did it. We're gonna be using, as always, a little piece of tape. And you know that my looks always, most of the times, they go up. The shape that I always do is like this, more facing my brow. But I really been enjoying lately this one, where instead of going up, it goes straight and it elongates the whole look. So for you to create this shape, you're gonna grab your regular little piece of tape. Remember, the first little tip goes right here on the tip of your lower lash. But instead of you placing it there and then facing your tape up towards your brow, you're going to place the tape straight first right here on the little tip of your lower lash, and then you're gonna place it just like that, straight, and it's going to face towards your temple. So make sure that you leave a little space between the tape and your brow. I'm not gonna lie, I kind of do want something a little bit more extra on my eyes right now, but this is okay. It's pretty for like the everyday look. It was easy to create. First, we're gonna start with the darker shade out of the 3, which is this one, Rosy Beige. I'm gonna be picking up a good amount with the E29 from Rose & Ben's Beauty. A regular blending brush will do the job, or something a little bit bigger. And I'm gonna apply right here on my outer V. And I'm gonna bring it out past my brow. See, the first pass gave me almost exactly what we get right here in the pen. So this is supposed to be buildable, so we can't complain yet. Picking up a little bit more, and I'm just gonna pack it right here on my outer V. I'm applying a little bit of this liner from Wayne Gash. This is the shade Tiger Eye. I do recommend you to use a creamy liner because we're going to be blending it out. And you do need to apply a little bit of liner right here on your outer V to give the eye look some depth, because the shades, they're not deep enough. Now with the Mini Booster from Sonia G, I'm going to be picking up a little bit more, and I'm going to use it to blend the liner. Slow circular motions right in place. Now I'm just going to bring whatever I have left on my brush to the tip of my brow, and that's it. Go back with my big fluffy brush, and I'm just gonna blend everything right here to make sure that we don't have no harsh lines, because that's illegal. And of course, this is what's on my face. This is the shade that you need to get when it comes to the undertones of this bronzer. They're hot fucking mess. I literally went through like 3 of them trying to find my right shade, and I was about to give up until I found this shade. This is the shade number 2, and it got the most perfect neutral undertone. I love it. Now really quick, we're gonna be grabbing the lightest blush, which is Tender Apricot, and I'm gonna be using my Ref 02 brush. I'm gonna be picking up a good amount, and I'm gonna be applying it in the inner part of my eye. I'm gonna be leaving the center alone for the other shade. This is barely given on the eyes, to be honest with you. Like, you can even see it. Like, look how orangey and pretty it looks right here. And on the eye, it looks like nothing. And I'm building the shit out of it. Now with the other side of the same brush, we're going to be going in with Bright Coral and we're going to apply right on the center of the lid. This is something quick, simple. You know, you're going to use it on your face, put it on your eyes, pop a little bit of mascara. You do need to apply a little bit of the same liner that you used on your outer V right on your lower lash. Because remember, the colors are not really popping that much, so the liner, it's going to help you a lot. It's going to give you the little oof that you need. Now we're going to be grabbing my mini booster from Sonia G again and back with Rosy Beige, the darker shade, and I'm gonna be applying it right here on my lower lash. I really want to keep everything matte, so I apply a little bit of matte cream shadow right on my tear duct. But if you want your look to pop a lot more, grab your highlighter or a little bit of shimmer and pop it right on your tear duct, mascara or lashes, and you're set to go. First, we're gonna apply the color Rosy Beige in this side of the face, and I'm gonna be using my brush from Hermes. Oh wow, this is given of the first pass. That's a lot of pigmentation. I'm gonna pick up a little bit more to build that up. So I really like the shade, and the formulation is undetectable on the skin. So pretty. I switched brushes. This one is the C41 from Rose & Ben's Beauty, and I'm gonna pick up a little bit more, but I'm gonna apply it right on top of my pore area because I want to see if this formulation is blurring, which is not really that blurring, but it is very lightweight, fine. I love the way it melts into the skin and it becomes one. It doesn't look makeup-y. And I love the nice healthy glow that it's giving the skin. See? So pretty. So I'm cleaning up my brush, and now we're gonna go with the shade 04 Bright Coral, same brush from Hermes. And let's see. See, it is pigmented. That's only a little bit. And it's also buildable. You have the shade 4 and 5. So they're definitely different shades. This one looks more tan, bronzy, and you do see the coral, the peachy in here. And this is how they look with the lights down. This is the shade 5 and the shade 4. You honestly don't even need highlighter because they got such a pretty glow. And then I'm applying a little bit of Tender Apricot on my nose and also on the apples of my cheeks. This one is the brightest one out of the 3. I love this one for the nose. Alright babes, we're done with the application part of this video, and let me know right now in the comment section down below which one is your favorite shade, because I don't know, I'm having a hard time picking. Now we're gonna be doing some comparisons. I have a lot of blushes right here in front of me. Because when it comes to the formulation and the way that both of these blushes swatch, it's so alike. You will actually think that they're the same blushes, same brand, just different shades. They even have the same satining glowy finish. And of course, the one from Gucci next to the one from Patrick Ta, this one is a lot more berry. The one from Patrick Ta is more of a true bronzy shade. Now we're gonna be comparing it to Hermes Rose 10. I do think that the one from Hermes, it's a little bit more creamy to the touch, but that's crazy because next to the one from Gucci, the one from Hermes looks very orangey. So let's compare it to this one, Tender Apricot. See, right there, they look similar. Oh no, Tender Apricot, it's a lot lighter. So now we have the one from Gucci. In the center, we have Walk of No Shame and then Pillow Talk Intense from Charlotte Tilbury. The formulations and the shades, they're completely different. And the one from Gucci still looks a little bit more plumpy and berry than the other two. So now we have that one that is the Suku Blush 0A. The formulations to the touch, they feel very similar, same creaminess. But when you swatch the one from Suki, it's thinner than the one from Gucci. Now we have Peach Poison from Tom Ford, and it's a lot lighter, and I do like the formulation and the pigmentation. From Gucci, a little bit more. Now we have this one from Chanel. I'm not sure how to pronounce the name. I think it's Burned Rosy, something like that. It's a lot darker and more pigmented. Different shades, but I do like the formulation from Chanel a little bit more than Gucci. Now we have Paradise Venus from Palm Grove. This shade looks a little bit like the one that I just showed you from Chanel, but this one from Palm Grove is a little lighter. We're going to be comparing the shade Radiant Pink to a couple of pink blushes that I have. This one is Flirt It Up from Sephora. Both of the shades are pinky, but the one from Gucci next to the one from Sephora, it's looking a little bit more coral. And the one from Sephora, it's a true pink. Now we have Radiant Pink, and the one in the middle is a 353 from Dior, and then the Elephant from Chantecaille. Bro, the one from Chantecaille was giving me nothing. Like, I had to build it up so much to get that swatch. I don't recommend you that one. But whatever, they're totally different shades. The one from Chantecaille, it is more on the orangey side next to the other two swatches. And if I have to pick one formulation out of these three, I go with the one from Gucci. So in the same order, we have them in the hand. You got Radiant Pink, then Ecstasy from Charlotte Tilbury, and then that's the dual highlighter blush palette from Chantecaille on the shade Rose. Wow. Now that I swatched that shade next to the other ones, I'm obsessed with how pink and radiant it is. That's crazy. And then the last one, it is Coral Rose from Wayne Gash. Now let's compare the shade 04 Bright Coral. The one in the middle is from Tom Ford Sun Drunk, and then we have She's Blushing from Patrick Ta. And wow, let me tell you that She's Blushing looks super similar to Bright Coral from Gucci. Bright Coral, it's a pinch more coral than She's Blushing. Last but not least, we're gonna be comparing Tender Apricot. And here you have Tender Apricot. Do We Know Her from Patrick Ta. Fascinated from Sephora. The Coral Shade from Dior. And Peach Rose from Chanel. They're not the same at all. That's crazy, but Tender Apricot, it is very unique. Like, look at that orange. Out of the shades that I have, number one, I have to go with Rosy Beige. I'm sorry. And then second, it's gonna be Bright Coral. And I do really like Tender Apricot, but on my skin tone, you can barely see it. Like, you have to build it up a lot. But if you're lighter than me, this one is gonna look so pretty. So we're gonna be keeping this nice and sweet because there's not really much I can tell you about these blushes, but that I really love them. The formulation is Second Skin. Beautiful, and I love how buildable and blendable they are. They're long lasting, and I also like them on bare skin. I put them on yesterday without any makeup on, and they look chef kiss. Don't forget that I love you to the moon and back. Mwah. See you on the next one.